Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, August 11th, 2025. Let's start with the big picture. Just a reminder, the low to upper 350 is still an important longer-term price ceiling that I would need to see the market close above 358.04 at the end of a week to clarify a long-term buy signal that I would expect to yield the 520.34 5-year channel top within probably a half year of closing above 358.04. But I will also say, and as I study these charts, we do have a channel top that is expected still at 345.14. This came into play last week, Wednesday of last week, when we yet again, for the third time in about 3 weeks, rejected a meaningful 2 to 3 week sell signal. So we had one, if you recall, below a channel bottom about a month ago, and then below a speed line about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then again below this trend line, and market just keeps rejecting them. And oftentimes that is just a sign of strength. And by strength, I mean really 345.14 up to 358.04. Now, there's no right way to treat this, but I do want to say that if we do close above 345.14, I think at the very least you should exit a short position that was established there, because I see a case to be made that when you close above this structure, and it does go back a full month now, closing above 345.14 does carry with it the possibility of a breakout situation. And so, should you go long? I think you can reverse out of a short position and go long some. This would be my suggestion. You can do as you will, of course, and you should. But closing above 345.14 is a rationale for going long some. And then the balance, you're fully loaded with the settlement on Friday above 358.04. But I do think you can act early if that's of interest. Now, obviously, the situation could be you close above 345.14, we tag 58.04, and then we fall away into September. Now, that is a real possibility. But if you're looking to go long Tesla on strength, I do think a settlement above 345.14 does present that opportunity. Ever so cautiously, you could buy a third of a position or half of a position above 45.14 and the balance above 58.04. And so that's why I have the up pivot here upper right at 345.14. UP stands for up pivot. Now the final up pivot is above 358.04. So you can do this a number of ways. You can sell 345.14 2 to 3 weeks. Swing traders anticipating bearish rotation back into the low 300 area, back to this trend line, for instance, on the weekly chart at 304.33. And then so if you do that, if you do sell 345.14, anticipating the low 300 area, great. If you close above 345.14, you're out of that trade entirely, and then you're waiting for the possibility of closing above 358.04, and then you go long. So there could be this sort of kind of gray area, if you will, this kind of no trade whatsoever. If we close above 345.14, you're out of a short. You're not long yet, and that happens above 358.04 where you go full long. But as I say, we can push through 345.14, but if we close above it, that may well be the beginning of a buy signal that has real momentum on its side as we continue through the rest of the year, that is then confirmed with a weekly settlement Friday above 358.04. I think I've nuanced that enough. Let's take a look at kind of like the daily charts here. We do have 331.53, this descending channel top. We certainly pushed through it. This was our initial 3 to 5 day target, as you may recall, when we actually closed last Wednesday above the 320.49 trend line. I still like this trend line as a level to get long at and to reverse. I'm talking to you 3 to 5 day swing traders, because it correlates, at least right now, pretty well with Friday's low of 320.98. So if we close today below 320.49, that is a clear reversal down to 304.33. And 304.33 is once again nothing more than the bottom of this wedge on the weekly chart.
If you're finding value in this analysis, it's only a glimpse of what we offer. Your real trading edge starts at wickedstocks.com. Each week, premium members receive 2 high-probability stock picks. Each one comes with a complete trade plan, including exact entry, profit target, stop loss, and regular updates so you can manage the trade with confidence. You'll also get daily video analysis in the top traded markets, the SPY, the Triple Q, and NVIDIA, highlighting the key price levels, trends, and trade setups we're focused on. Whether you're day trading or swing trading, these insights help you zero in on the highest quality opportunities with clarity. Try it all free for 5 days. Cancel at any time.
This rising trend line at 304.33, able to contain selling, through next week. It is considered a 3 to 5 day target if we close today below 320.49. So 3 to 5 day swing traders are long above 320.49, expecting 345.14 within 3 to 5 days, and closing below 320.49, you get short for 3 to 5 days only, down to the 304.33 trend line. Where we could bottom out for the week, possibly round up again into later August. If we do close below 304.33 this week, and I'm talking like at the end of the week, then we actually do enter a meaningful sell signal that does carry with it the possibility of 247.79 by the end of September, a 3 to 5 week, 5 to 8 week sell signal below 304.33. We're nowhere near that right now, but I'm just kind of giving you the heads up as to what we would expect if we close below 304.33. And that 247.49, a channel bottom, is on the daily chart, 244.61. And preceded by a 271.81 channel bottom. But I do think after this sort of consolidation, descending highs, rising lows, closing below it, I think it carries with it more than 271.81. I do think it carries with it the 240s as an ultimate 3 to 5 week, 1 to 2 month objective below 304.33. Until then, this is an area you can buy into as we continue into later August. I don't expect to see it anytime soon. I've got minor point here at 326.17. These are all tradable levels. All of our minor points are tradable. We even have a rising channel bottom at 322.43. But I present 320.49 as kind of the worst case, that if settled below, does shift our focus south through the rest of the week, then expecting once again the 304.33 trend line within about 3 to 5 days. Until then, we are still bullish, as we have been. We'd mentioned the 345.14 level as a 1 to 2, 2 to 3 week objective when we settled back above this 320.49 trend line. And 345.14 is actually in reach today, potentially, with a push, especially open above 331.53. I will say that closing above 331.53 sets up 345.14 Tuesday, Wednesday of this week anyway. Once again, 345.14, this is a bit of a nuance, as I've already fleshed out for the first 2 minutes of this video, so I don't want to go into it again. But you can take profits at 345.14 if you've been long the last week following that buy signal above the 320.49 trend line. You can take profits here. You can go short 2 to 3 week swing traders with the possibility of falling away from here again, possibly all the way back, to the 304.33 wedge base, I'm going to call it. But, as I've said a lot already in this video, if we close above 345.14, there's a couple of ways to go about doing that. If you're short, you can bail on that short and then just see how the rest of the week plays out. And if we then close about 358.04, you go long really into the fourth quarter. Or you can, you can play the short side at 345.14 all the way up to 358.04, and then you definitely reverse aggressively with a settlement above 358.04 at the end of the week, and this would spell longer-term bullish continuation. I don't know by the end of the year, but I see this as more of a 5 to 8 month rally with presently kind of reduced volatility, but volatility could spike. If we close above 358.04, 3 to 5 month rally, potentially by the end of the year to 520.34, this long-term channel top, able to contain buying well into 26. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. We offer a 5-day free trial on all of our work where you'll find daily SPY and daily Triple Q analysis, as well as our 2 stock picks a week that we put out every week. You can go there, fill out the form, submit your payment information, and the clock begins to tick from that point on. You can bail out day 4, day 5 at no cost to you whatsoever, at which point, during which time, you can see your daily triple Q and SPY analysis, the 2 stock picks that will come out this week, the handful that have occurred over the last month or so that are still relevant and waiting to elicit. We're always looking for at least 20% moves on those underlying stocks. If we don't see that potential, we don't present the buy signal, or we don't present the analysis. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Tuesday's Tesla report, and you have a great day.